Hey guys, Bryan here from Liquid Concepts. So today we're going to talk a little bit about just more of a broad subject of what is hydrographics. So as you've probably already seen it, but maybe didn't know it, or maybe you're familiar with it and you just want to learn a little bit more about it, or maybe you're wanting to get into the industry, this video is going to kind of show you a few things of what it is not, and what it is actually capable of doing. And so first starting out is going to be what is hydrographics. So the hydrographics is just a PVA printed film. And so you have the PVA backing that will dissolve in the water. And then you also have the printed image that is on the actual film itself. And so once that is applied with an activator and then it is dipped into the water, it allows everything to be wrapped around and it creates more of a 3D or three-dimensional type of printing. And so most manufacturers, whenever they're doing, say, gun stocks or wood grain in cars or big things like that have a lot of curves and complexities and things like that, especially where pad printing or UV printing or regular just vinyl graphics may not work very well, that's where the hydrographics comes in. As well as a lot of the times the hydrographics can be even more durable than some of the other printing methods that we've noted before. So now that we know what the hydrographics actually is, let's see what all we can actually do with it. So with the hydrographics, you can do an almost unlimited amount of items for the printing capabilities. And so what I mean by that is that you can print just about anything that you want to a degree, of course, and you can apply it to almost any part. Now, the part has to be properly prepped, and whenever I say that, what I'm mainly meaning is that every part that is done with the hydrographics normally has to be painted. And so we have a specific paint that we use for the actual hydrographics, and it allows the inks that are in the material to bond correctly into the paint itself. And so therefore creating that chemical bond and that chemical adhesion, that's what gives it the ability to bond together and create the transfer from just a sheet of, say, almost like paper, but onto the part itself. And then the other thing is that the PVA, as it's actually dissolving in the water, it becomes very stretchy and very pliable. And this is where this technology is really unique in that we're able to do almost 360 degrees or maybe even more depending on what all we're dipping and how we have it going down into the water. So talking about the technology of the actual process. So the process has been around for ages. And whenever I say that, I'm mainly meaning it has been around for 20, 30 years or more. And so the biggest thing is that now that it is more modernized and you can do this actually at your house, we have DIY dip kits or things like that. There are a lot of possibilities that you're able to do there in your own facility compared to years and years ago whenever it was just strictly you had to have these big machines, you had to have all these things, and it was a more proprietary system. So being able to be in the mainstream like this right here has really opened up a lot of the possibilities for even just general DIY people or even people that are wanting to start a business in this. They can really get into this and really make a lot of headway in the route that they want to take their business on the water transfer printing. Because let's be honest, the water transfer printing can go towards the automotive industry, it can go towards the firearms industry or hunting or even just anything. You can do shoes, you can do anything like that. And so the possibilities are almost endless on what all you can actually take and do the hydrographics on. The easiest rule of thumb is that if it can be painted, then most likely it can be dipped. Now, of course, there are other rules that if the part is shaped this way, it might trap air or something like that. But those are things that you're going to have to look at as you go through the process on finding out if the hydrographics is good for this part or that part. So some of you may be wondering, can you do the hydrographics with solid colors? And The simple answer is yes, but it's not recommended, mainly because if you're doing a solid color, then you might as well just paint it, because there is no extra benefit to having a hydrographics that is a solid color compared to a painted part that's a solid color as well. So to kind of help you out with a few of those things, you're not going to find any solid colors because inevitably the paint is always going to be a better option, a better fit. You're going to get better coverage, as well as it's just going to be better overall. Compared to if you're doing a print, say a camouflage or a carbon fiber or an animal print or a wood grain or something like that, that's where the hydrographics really shines, and it makes everything look 100 times better whenever it's done correctly. So now that we know what the hydrographics is and what all it's capable of, now we need to know, like, how durable is it actually? And so to give you a quick rundown, the hydrographics itself is fairly durable. And I say fairly in the fact of, if I dip something and I bring it straight out of the water, I can take and I can rub it like this and it probably won't do anything. As well as if I take my fingernail and I scratch it, it may scratch off just coming straight out of the water. So along with the durability of the hydrographics, you're also going to have what is applied before and what is applied after. So before the hydrographics is applied, you're normally laying down a specifically made hydrographics paint or even a hydrographics primer to allow those chemicals to stick properly to the part itself, whether it be plastic or wood or metal or chrome or powder coated or anything like that. Those chemicals or those paints and primers are applied first. And so that's what gives you the start or the foundation of a good durable substrate. Then we do the hydrographics, which we now know what all that is. And then once that's done, it goes into the rinse station. Any excess PVA from the existing film is already rinsed off. And then of course we come back and then we apply a clear coat over the top of everything that is done with the hydrographics. So that way you're actually getting a lot better durability, you're getting a lot better longevity, and there are a lot of different clear coats out there depending on what application that you're using it for. So if you're using it for firearms, you probably want a more matte or satin finish, so that way it's not bright and shiny, and so therefore you're going to get that more matte finish whenever you're using parts like that, compared to an automotive application might warrant more of a high gloss finish. So you might choose some type of clear coat that is more geared towards a high gloss finish, as well as if it's going to be sitting outside or things like that, then getting a high gloss with a good UV protection and things like that. And so there are tons of different hydrographics clears out there made specifically for each process, all just depending on what job that you're doing and how you want that end product to look. So that is where a lot of the durability comes from with the actual hydrographics. So is the hydrographics durable by itself? Mostly. I mean, it's definitely scratch resistant. If you dig your nail into it, it's probably going to come off. But once you apply those primers and paints, and then especially the clears afterwards, it creates a very hard, durable bond that's going to last for years down the road. And most of the time, whenever we're talking to customers or anything like that, we are always telling them that it's pretty much the exact same finish as a car's exterior finish. So whatever you would do with that and whatever it can withstand, of course, the outside elements, the rain and things like that, then your hydrographics should be able to hold up to pretty much the same durability and the same longevity, as long as you're using good quality components and products as well. So hopefully this video has really helped you guys out. Of course, if you're wondering what the hydrographics is, hopefully this has gave you a really good insight into what it is, as well as some extra components that may be needed to do the hydrographics the right way and to give you a more durable, long-lasting finish whenever it's fully finished. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video. Of course, if you're interested in any more of the videos like this on hydrographics, or even just learning about the hydrographics, definitely hit that subscribe button. We'd always love to have you subscribe to our weekly tips on anything hydrographics related, as well as if you like the video, hit the like button. I'm Bryan from Liquid Concepts, and this is how we customize your world. We'll see you guys next time.